Hi there readers, we're about to start our third week of reading The High Five Habit by Mel Robbins, and I think most of us have tried it by now, and we are experiencing the benefits of high-fiving ourselves in the mirror. And I think that's one of the things I like best about this book. It's straightforward, it's one action, and you can start putting it into practice even before you understand it, even before you've worked out how it actually works. You can give it a go and you can experience all the benefits, and then as you read through the book it kind of comes together and it makes more and more sense. So I'm going to read today from the very beginning of this section that we're about to set as our reading goals this week. So if you want to read along, you can press pause and go and get your books. I'm starting on page 115 and I will be missing just a few little sections just for the sakes of keeping the video short. I'm sticking to the bits that really matter, but it'll be dead easy to follow along with. Isn't it easier if I say nothing? Guilt is one of the most powerful emotions in the world. If you are susceptible to feeling it, you need to know how to break free. Feelings of guilt are like reins on a horse. Picture your spirit as a beautiful stallion who wants nothing more than to feel its own power and strength and speed. It wants to race across a field with the sun on its back and the wind in its mane. But the reins of guilt are pulling tight, slowing your spirit down and eventually stopping it where it stands. Someone you love is going to be hurt or disappointed if you want to race in the direction of your dreams. All it can do is obey. If you train for a marathon, your spouse will resent you. If you start selling real estate on the weekends, your boss will find out and be angry. If you move out of the neighbourhood, your old friends make you feel like you think you're better than them. If you take that job in London, your kids will be ripped out of middle school and never forgive you. It can also sound more subtle, like, but I'm trying to cut out gluten. All right, I'll eat a slice of lasagna, Grandma. Sure, I can take on that extra assignment for you, even though I'm already buried alive with work. Am I a bad mother for wanting our adult kids to move out of the house? You want to borrow my pickup truck? Well, I guess. Am I a monster for not wanting to go to my sister-in-law's for Christmas Eve again? My kids will wander the streets if I train for a marathon. It's just easier if I say nothing. Guilt is a killer. What I find most interesting about guilt is how misunderstood it is. You probably think other people make you feel guilty. Not true. The fact is, feelings of guilt are self-inflicted. Guilt is tied to your values and your emotional triggers. When you feel guilty about something, it's because you believe doing or saying what you want is going to hurt someone else or make them upset with you. The idea that someone else will be mad, disappointed, upset or annoyed with you, that's what fuels your guilt. It's easier not to deal with it means it's easier not to deal with people getting upset with you. Whether it's feeling guilty for saying no to covering someone else's shift at work, or feeling guilty for not including your clingy friend in your cookout, or feeling guilty about wanting to host the holidays this year because your mother-in-law always hosts Thanksgiving. You know what you want to do. You just don't want to face the emotional fallout that you anticipate will come with putting yourself and your needs first. Guilt makes you uncomfortable, so you cave. You want to move to California, but you feel guilty because you know your parents would be sad. You got a promotion, but you feel guilty because Mary didn't get offered one and she deserves it too. You want to go to nursing school, but you feel guilty because there'd be no one who can pick up the slack at home. I struggle with this too. Learning to let people feel disappointed and still honour yourself is not easy, but you can do it and it will change your life. Warning, what I'm about to say will not please you, but you need to hear it. Pleasing other people is great if that's what you truly want to do and it makes you happy. It becomes a problem when you start betraying your own needs for the fear of other people being upset with you. I'm talking about not disappointing my father right now, but this is so much bigger. As a people pleaser, I will do anything to manipulate your emotional reaction. I use the word manipulate on purpose because I knew it would bother you. People pleasers think they're being nice. Nope, we're liars. If you're a people pleaser, you'll behave in a way to manipulate what somebody thinks about you. That's why you spend most of your energy curating yourself so that you fit in or will be liked, so that no one's mad at you. You are manipulating what people think about you instead of just showing up as yourself and making decisions that work for you. You twist yourself or your renovated playroom in this case, in knots so that other people won't be upset with you. Flip it. So I'm going to repeat something I've already told you. People pleasing isn't about other people. It's about your insecurities, and my deepest insecurity is people being mad at me. A big part of getting to this place was flipping my limiting belief. Current limiting belief: if someone is disappointed or upset with your decisions, they stop loving you. Flip it. People can be disappointed in you or upset with the decisions you make and still love you. As a parent with 3 children of my own, our children do things all the time that piss me off, make me sad, or create a sting of disappointment. It has never once impacted how deeply I love all 3 of them. Yet as a daughter, I was still thinking like a child that my parents only loved me if they approved of everything I was doing. I wish I could give you something as simple as the 5-second rule and tell you that all you need to do is count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and magically people pleasing will be solved and the sting of disappointment disappears. That's not how life works. Because relationships are give and take, it took me 45 years to have this epiphany that love and disappointment can coexist and often do. Then on page 127, what do you want your life to look like? I asked myself this question: what do you want your life to look like? And let me tell you, it's an eye-opener. When you're clear about what you want, you can empower yourself to go get it and not keep feeling bad about it. And if you don't know what you want, ask this: what do you not want your life to look like? I knew I wanted to follow my dreams and be present for my kids. I wanted to show my daughters what it looks like to have a mum who's out in the world making a big impact, and show our son what it looks like to follow your own dreams while still supporting your partner like his father does. I also knew I wanted to be traveling less and around more. Guilt was not helping me achieve those goals and dreams. Life is not an either or proposition. You can have a big career and be a great mother. You can want more and be grateful for your success. You can be happily married and want a better sex life. You can be depressed and run a marathon. You are a layered and complex creature. You are more than one thing. You just need to stop pounding yourself with guilt. Identify what you want and high five yourself every step of the way as you work to get it. I think Mel deals with some difficult topics there that are quite hard to take on board, especially if you are a habitual people pleaser or if you feel a lot of guilt, because those feelings feel very real. My favourite bit is on page 119, where she talks about how you may spend most of your energy creating yourself so that you fit in. And this was quite the topic in Brene Brown in The Gift of Imperfection, and the difference between fitting in and belonging. In fact, it's the underpinning knowledge about the gifts of imperfection and living wholeheartedly. So if you struggled with that book, this is a great basis to then leap into that book and go into this in more detail. So if you recognize yourself in that section where you find that you are curating yourself so that you'll be liked and so that no one is mad at you, you might then get more value out of the gifts of imperfection if you struggled with that first time. So some difficult truths in this section, but also a different perspective. Self-development is all about taking something that you thought was fact, especially about yourself, and changing it. The high five habit has so many connections, and it puts you front and center. The door is wide open for change, and this is a handbook for action to flip your previously held beliefs. I hope you're enjoying it, and I'll be back next week with another read through. Bye.